Morning, how you guys doing today? Just wanted to quickly do a real talk video on something that I read about that's occurring in France, more specifically the Yellow Vest riots. If you haven't heard about this, essentially the French government, if I understand it correctly, raised taxes on diesel, which is obviously a common fuel used in France for commercial trucking and all of those things. And to say that that tax wasn't received well by the folks that would be paying it is obviously an understatement. They at least started initially blocking fuel depots, and they're all wearing the yellow vests, hence the name, so they're easily discernible. But what you see happening, or what I think happened after that, if I read it correctly, is that kind of activity, which was focused on a set of individuals who were being forced to pay this increasing tax, which obviously would eat into their profit, morphed into a bigger thing. There's obviously more folks that began protesting and actually turned violent. And if you sort of read at least the subtext, it boiled down to people being disenfranchised, people feeling like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. The rat race is real. They're working harder and harder and having less and less, and that's pretty dangerous in any society. And if you don't think it can happen in the U.S., I would tell you to rewind a decade and remember the Wall Street protests that we had. I don't know, in 08 or 09. There's a real problem when the masses don't believe, are disenfranchised, don't see how all of their effort is being returned in fair. The gap becomes too big between the rich and poor, and the fabric of society can be torn apart pretty quickly, right? A tax raise on diesel spawned action, which caused more reaction, which caused more and more people to get involved, and unfortunately it turned violent, and I'm sure only a small fraction of the protesters were violent, but any number is too much, and I think we just need to all remember and experience that situation and realize it could happen anywhere. Anything could set off a protest if it's not communicated well, if it's not understood, not appreciated, and most of all, if the masses, which I include myself in, feel like the government and other parts of the world are not listening or not helping or taking something away that they've worked so hard for, bad stuff's going to happen. So in the end, I wanted to talk about this on a real estate channel because, again, real estate's a people business. We're dealing with people all the time, whether they're renters, buyers, sellers, investors, all of that stuff. So pretty much anything that involves people can involve real estate, and the Yellow Vest protest is just one example of what could happen when something is out there that really causes an impact in people to think. So in the end, I hope it all calms down and people stop hurting each other and destroying properties and cars and things of that nature. But again, I just thought I'd share my thoughts on the Yellow Vest protest.